Destiny 2. Bungie's neglected, beloved child. The Destiny community has taken a massive blow this March. I, among thousands of others, were heartbroken to find out that the game was receiving its final update on June 9th, especially knowing what was possible. But to the outsiders, this is merely just a game and nothing to be in arms about. But Destiny has been a core corner in the gaming industry for 12 years. The core memories I and so many others have accumulated in the vaults of our minds spans most of our lives. I myself have been playing Destiny since I was in middle school, joining during the Warmind expansion, and I fell in love with the game. This video is about just that, my journey with Destiny 2 before it caps off with this final massive update, and how exactly my Guardian is faring going into it, and what we are going to do when it launches. If you just want that, then skip to this time here. This video will be broken up into sections based on expansions so you can come and go at your leisure. Now kick back, relax, grab some popcorn, and enjoy some gameplay as I take you through the Vault of Glass with this first video in the goodbye tour for Destiny 2. Although I was never able to experience the magic of Destiny 1, I would sit on YouTube watching the videos entranced with the magic of elemental space wizards. It gripped me unlike any game I'd ever seen before, watching the commercials on TV wishing I could play it. When that day came years later, I was surfing the PlayStation Store in need of something new to play when I saw it. A bundle of D2 Vanilla, which is the Red War, packaged with its 2 sequel DLCs, Curse of Osiris and Warmind. The thirst and curiosity I had for this universe returned in full force. My first experience was the Red War campaign, and it is safe to say that I fell in love. After watching every Cayde 6 cutscene in D1 on YouTube over and over again previously, I now got to play as one of his hunters. It was a magnificent, dangerous, and fun task. Looking up how to start an exotic quest and letting it sweep me off my feet upon finding it was new for me, and it scratched the itch that the burning curiosity had always begged. With the Curse of Osiris' infinite forest and its one long infinite level, and Warmind's lackluster story strokes, neither of those expansions were anything to write home about, yet it was still Destiny. It was another journey for my Guardian. The 3 expansions had me head over heels for this universe, and the gameplay within it. How it was received did not matter. I needed more, and Forsaken was just that. On the horizon and building momentum as I found my footing in this world as a hunter, just in time for my vanguard to lose his dare. When Cayde went out with one of the hardest lines in gaming history, it was the first time I had ever shed a tear to a game. This expansion is what inflamed my affinity for Destiny's lore, bringing me to Bife's doorstep. Playing through the emotional vengeance of Forsaken in tandem with learning about the deep multi-100,000-year story was a magnificent experience to say the least. I fell deeper and deeper wanting to play more and more. During this time, I coerced a couple of my close friends to try the game on their own character on my PlayStation 4 one night during a sleepover. That night changed so much. Watching them play through the beginning of the Red War was reminiscent of my New Light days. Thankfully, it was enough to get them to buy the game for themselves. We would play strikes over and over again, mixing in a couple of games of PvP and even Gambit back when it was new. Trust was my fucking dog in PvP. Best 180 in the game, by the way. When I had played through Forsaken and all it had to offer, mostly, I took a gap year during Shadowkeep to play games like Fortnite and Apex, but I found my way home for Beyond Light. When I heard of a new subclass, it instantly sparked that burning curiosity once more. I had to get it. I had to understand the darkness. All of what I had known in Destiny was defending the light against the dark. I took a break for one expansion and all of a sudden we were using it. While the expansion was somewhat monotonous, it checked every other box. Stasis was so fun and so broken. I am literally shivering thinking about Stasis in PvP. Yes, I also was one of the Shatter Dive hunters, so come with your pitchforks, but fuck you, it was fun. During this time, the lore deepened, literally, and the universe expanded in so many new and interesting ways, with some new ultimate threat on the horizon. It was exciting. I wanted to know what it was. While my love for the lore continued to grow, I began to get bored deeper into the expansion, seeming as I never had enough friends for any serious endgame content. While Destiny 2 is a game I hold very near, I cannot blame anyone that I tried to put onto the game for not getting into it. It is massive and so complex, so hard to dive into, especially with a terrible new light system and years of paid content. I was stuck to the mostly solo content, and once I'd run myself into the ground, I took a break again. But this one was not long. The deceptive witch's plans were coming to fruition, and build crafting was about to level up in a way that would keep me hooked until this very date. Although build crafting was practically introduced during this expansion through the aspects and fragments system that opened the game up entirely, it wouldn't be until Witch Queen when they overhauled it a third time to perfect it. When Witch Queen launched, Void 3.0 was almost the beginning of a new game. The ability to tune your playstyle within each of the elemental subclasses one at a time, starting with Void. It was volatile and so much fun. Being able to tie exotic armor pieces with specific fragments and aspects to make a build and then fry some strikes and make tweaks was the start of my favorite part of this game. I could finally be my guardian. I could play the way I wanted to. This paired with the masterfully done campaign was a treat for returning players such as myself, reigniting the love once more as Savathûn played us for puppets and we played ourselves even more. It was exhilarating. The rules were changing and the light was now bestowed upon our enemy. What a plot twist, Bungie. And to find out it all ended with Savathûn attempting to save the Traveler, I'm doing quotations right now even though you can't see me, from the entity that we've been searching for. The enemy that was coming to our doorstep to cause oblivion and destroy all that we know and loved. The one hidden so good in the deepness that our light couldn't shine there. The Witness. Having a name to the borderline eldritch threat that was coming to us was a curious thing. Through Witch Queen and all of the 3.0 subclasses, we were eating for a full year. We even became space pirates for a season. It was so much fun, but Doom was approaching. The Witness would arrive in Lightfall, the next DLC. The hype it garnered for the pre-grand conclusion and the release of the next subclass was too much wind for its sails. Unfortunately, Lightfall seemed to be a bit of a flop. While I would agree with this in the story aspect, as we were unfortunately shortchanged on what we were supposed to get, I remember Lightfall differently than most players. The new Strand subclass was revolutionary for build crafting, movement, and so much more. It was the key to a whole new sandbox, and with the Witness now corrupting the Traveler, us Guardians had to move to stop him. I would argue that outside of the initial season of Defiance, the 3 seasons following it were absolute peak. We got fishing and leviathans, we became acolytes and beat the Hive at their own game, and got one more wish out of my beloved Ahamkara. While the story in the campaign was lackluster, the story throughout the seasons was done very well in my opinion. The only thing that sucked was the wait for the grand finale after it got delayed 4 months. The delay and poor reception of Lightfall had fans faltering and worried about Bungie's ability to stick the landing. And then they released the Prismatic trailer, the elemental subclass that combines them all. Bang! The sandbox was immediately blowing up with this no matter what. This was build crafting at its final expressive form. The ability to mix and match abilities at one's will. A true guardian. The hype for this expansion was through the roof now, neglecting the haters. It was safe to say the final shape was shaping up to be big, pun intended. The only thing I have yet to mention is my and every other hunter's personal hype. I remember the day like it was yesterday, on May 24th, 2023. I worked at an ice cream shop. In taking care of my duty, as usual, I received a plethora of texts from my homie saying open up Instagram right now and holy shit over and over. I paused my work and made my way to the bathroom where I looked at the video he sent me from Bungie, a teaser trailer involving a campfire with Ikora and a back from the dead Cayde 6, reprised by the one and only Nathan Fillion. I am man enough to admit that I was tearing up in this bathroom of an ice cream shop on shift. My hype was through the roof now. How was it possible? What is he gonna do? What were we going to do when we meet him again? The possibilities were endless. Needless to say, I like Crow, but my Vanguard had returned. The final shape was going to be epic. The final shape was a magical adventure. It was the conclusion to so many things we know and loved about this universe. After growing up with the game, I could finally appreciate it at its ultimate peak. From getting the original Fire team back together to helping Zavala through his falters, healing the Traveler through our unending belief in the light, and using our new mastery over Prismatic to take back our solar system. Prismatic truly allowed the Guardian to become the Guardian they were meant to be. There's just something about slinging around multiple elements. Its power, its raw ability is unmatched. In our final form, we Guardians marched up to the Witness, an impossible thing, and came out on top. We Guardians make the impossible possible. With the ultimate send-off and passing of the torch to Crow, Cayde 6 left us once more, and this time, the final time, was when I truly cried. Although this was the conclusion to the story, there are still so many more stories to tell in this universe. The thing I loved the most about Destiny was that it was no longer a game that was black and white, much like growing up. Things are muddied, confusing, and right and wrong at the same time. The nuance of this universe and the message it sends to its players is one of hope in times when all seems lost, when everything you know comes crashing down on you. Seems like this is a message we, the Destiny community, need more than ever right now. With the failure of the two major expansions post Final Shape, even though I'm biased about Renegades, I love Star Wars, this final update is our hope. This community is our hope. In the darkness of Sony's grip, all is probably lost, but it won't hurt to try. Destiny 2 and the Destiny universe as a whole has taught me so much over what is more than half my life. Learning about oppression, trauma, hope, ambition, freedom, and so much more. The themes and ideas presented throughout the story and characters, and simply the universe, has taught us so much about people and society that traditional education overlooks. Destiny is more than elemental space wizards. It is a fun look in the mirror. I've played most of D2's lifespan and experienced so much fun through Bungie's work, yet there is still so much I have missed, and most of it is considered to be D2's best content. So many dungeons and even more raids. With this final update, I've made it my mission to play all the things I've never done, at least the ones still available. During this time, I will be attempting to solo every dungeon in Destiny 2. If anyone would like to join me for raids or just to chat about the game, I will leave a link to my Discord in the description below. If there is anyone that actually made it this far and has never played D2, some might call a love for a game this deep nerdy or childish, but there are so many things that we have all learned from and grown with in this game and in this universe. It coming to an end is an unfortunate thing that should not be happening, and to anyone that listened to this and thought that they were missing out, please try it. I know, dead game and all, but with its last live update, it is being left with a permanent and streamlined experience. This means there is a finite amount of content to play through without anything resetting. It certainly isn't all sunshine and rainbows. If that were the case, then we wouldn't be where we are now, but the game and the universe are so much fun. It is interesting, nuanced, and batshit crazy. To anyone that wants to try it, just do it. To the creators, Dado, Kakis, Bife, my goat Cross, and so many more, thank you for bringing life to this game and to people like me. To my fellow Guardians, I will see you on the 9th. We cannot let the winnower, Sony, win. We must be loud. We must be heard. We are Guardians, paracausal beings that make our own outcome. This is the final boss, my friends, and to quote IG Reels, fight like you're the third monkey on the ramp to Noah's Ark. And brother, it's starting to rain. We want D3!